A devastating, potentially life-threatening flood is developing. This is video here of the Max Starkey Dam pouring water from the Highland Lakes, which are pass-through lakes above Travis, down into Lake Travis. This is pretty dramatic stuff here, shot by our viewer. I believe Steve Remington is his name.
This is worse than we saw last week.
It's already worse right now, and it's going to be much worse. Fourth highest crest of the Llano River ever by early this afternoon. In the past 15 minutes, the Llano River has gone up 3 feet. In the past, since midnight, the Llano River in Llano has gone up from 16 feet deep to 35 feet deep.
Wow.
And again, this is now approaching a top 3 crest ever observed. The emergency managers right now tell us they have rescues in progress here on the Llano River. Okay, as the rain keeps falling here with the flood warning in Llano, we have our Candy Rodriguez live in Kingsland. We do not have to wait and see what is happening. Candy, can you hear me out there in Kingsland? Where are you, and what are you seeing on the Llano River?
Yeah, guys, I can hear you clearly. I just got here probably no more than 10 minutes ago, and we came up here on County Road 3404, and you can see right behind me, this is the slab, which we were talking about extensively last week because it's right next to the RV park here that saw a lot of the flooding that we saw early last week, and you can see the road is closed.
And we were able to get everyone home safely yesterday afternoon. Just this morning, there's absolutely no way we can risk anything this morning. It's very dangerous.
Chris Davis is out there for us live this morning. Chris, what can you tell us?
Yeah, at this point, what we know is that all of the floodgates here on the Max Starkey Dam are open. And I'm going to go ahead and take a step out of the way and just show you this picture right away. You can see the incredible amount of water that is pouring out of the lake and headed down the river at this point. 10 different floodgates, all of them open. And there's so much power.
We've got 6 floodgates open on Wirtz Dam. We've got all 10 open on Starkey Dam. That is an insane amount of water flowing into Lake Travis. And Lake Travis, guys, I just updated this. It has now risen 4 feet since midnight. 4 feet in 6.5 hours, and I do not see any end in sight.
Miss Patricia Henneke, we'll talk to her here in a second. She actually led us into her home, which is right nearby Kingsland Lodge, which we told you about earlier. And I know, guys, you mentioned it, that at the 38 feet impact, it would have some devastating impacts, much of it being destroyed. Now, thank you so much. Look at that. The water is quickly rising. It was not like this when we got here probably 5 minutes ago. Patricia, come on. You don't mind, tell me a little bit about, you told me you woke up early this morning.
Yes, ma'am, I woke up early this morning. My intuition told me to get up, but I didn't, okay? My son called me, and by the time he called me, it was too late already. The water's already receded in over the boat slips. I had taken my boat out a couple of days ago, and I didn't put it back in. Good Lord, I haven't. You know, I hope to God the gates are open and we're all not going to flood here. My whole house isn't going to flood.
And look, we can see a boat out there patrolling the area.
It happened a week ago, and it's happening again much, much worse today. It flows there into Lake LBJ, where it can be controlled for the first time by the dam. Now, then it moves downstream into another dam and into another dam, right? This is how the LCRA controls the flow of water, and it's eventually all captured there at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Lake Travis. What's the word about rescues so far on the Llano River and on Lake LBJ? We just looked at a woman's backyard that is flooding with water approaching her home.
Sure. Ongoing rescues in Kerrville and Fredericksburg, as well as concern for rescues along the Llano River. Texas Parks and Wildlife already has a couple of boats in action.
And this is what happens with the Llano River. It dumps into Lake LBJ right here. This river will back up, though. Just because you live up here near Ranch Road 1431, you're north of where the Llano dumps into LBJ, does not mean you are not going to flood. At last report, David said Lake LBJ was up 6 feet.
7 feet now.
7 feet now.
Look at that. That's a haunting sight, guys. That is what, the third unoccupied boat now that we've seen floating down. It looks like a ghost town,
like a pontoon boat or something.
And at least we're not seeing what we saw a moment ago, which was somebody driving their boat through this, which is absolutely inadvisable. If your motor fails, you could be washed over the dam.
We were there a little while ago, and now it's very close coming up to her step right here on the property in the back porch of her home. We are at a neighbor's house here in Kingsland. They let us graciously into their backyard. They have been up picking up and moving all their furniture out of the way. But of course, they weren't able to grab everything because this water just came up so quickly.
So everything that we have seen float by right now is going to end up going over Starkey Dam. It's going to go through Wirtz Dam first here as it flows down below Lake LBJ.
Which has 6 floodgates open as of last check.
Exactly. So those boats, talk about a debris jam, it may start at Wirtz Dam.
And we also have video of that boat that we just talked about, the one going over Starkey Dam.
Let's watch that boat go over Starkey Dam a few minutes ago.
Oh, my goodness.
There it goes, yeah.
There it went. That's how fast it goes. We'll rewrap that video.
Chris, we just saw a boat come over on your shot.
Huge pieces of debris, and as you mentioned, that boat, and we do expect to see more and more of that.
That's a
pontoon boat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe that was the pontoon we saw earlier
that
in
may be the one.
live look.
You're right, Sally. That may be the same pontoon that we saw, what, 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
That's how long it's taken to get from Lake LBJ through Wirtz Dam down to through Marble Falls.
This is back on Candy Rodriguez and Julie Karam. They are safe. This is on Lake LBJ, where we've seen the lake come up an undetermined amount, because now, Candy, we've lost the river gauge on LBJ. We're glad you're safe. Where are you now?
Again, it's coming up. Come to me if you want to come to me. Hey, guys. Hey, we are at Wake Point, which is a convenience store here. It's a gas station, and they also have a little bar section right here. You can see it through the tree right here. It's hard to see, but we might have to move again. I'm so sorry. We're seeing some of the water is coming up on this area. We are very high up, but just wanted to give you guys a close look at where we were at earlier. You see that white structure there, Julie, if you can zoom into it. You see where that boat is kind of drifting? That is the house that we were at earlier, and you can no longer see the boat slips. We were in that backyard, and we had to leave because the water was rising very quickly. The Colorado River here at LBJ, and this is on 1431, still open. You can see traffic moving through. However, if you take a look down, it is quickly rising, and I don't know if you can hear, but the rain is coming down hard right here in Kingsland.
Can you kind of set the scene when you were going door by door to rescue as many people as you can? How fast was the water rising? Were you thinking at some point, I don't know if I can do this?
It was up to the dock when I first got there, and it was rising probably about, I don't know, a foot and a half an hour. So I just made sure everybody was out of there.
I'm sorry, we lost Billy Walden. Billy has been busy, and I don't know, John. I would say that Billy maybe saved lives. If he's talking about people who are elderly in their RV, who maybe would have been there without him knocking on their doors. I mean, he certainly, as he said, wasn't worried about the water for him, but to think about what could have happened if Billy didn't knock on their door and wake them up is tragic.
I'm thinking back to the '97 flood right now, and obviously the lake wasn't this developed back in 1935, but in your experience, have you seen anything like this?
With 97 is the event that comes closest to what we're seeing right now, Jim. That's a good data point.
And also, with the flow that's still to come, John, the Llano has just peaked at near an all-time record level in Llano, but that water's not yet even to LBJ. What do you anticipate in the coming hours?
What we're seeing right now, I anticipate to continue in terms of near-record inflows into the system.
My son was in the trailer across from us, so it's my son and my husband and I. And Billy was calling every single person to get us up and out of there as soon as possible. And as soon as we got our papers out and got loaded up, we went back to get more things out of our trailer. And it was already over our lot, and we couldn't get in. And my husband was trying to go in, and he's an amputee, and I yelled at him not to go because I was afraid he would get washed away. But Billy saved many people, and we appreciate it.
When was the last time you saw your RV?
In person, it was about 7:30 this morning, I think. I mean, time just has gone away, but then we saw it on your broadcast.
So it's still there?
That's when I called. I mean, I saw it on your broadcast about 15 minutes ago, so it hasn't floated away, but it is, the water's up into the RV. We appreciate that picture because we hadn't seen it.
Does that give you hope?
it gives me hope that at least some of our very precious things are still there.
I don't know if he's stopping because he hasn't seen the Colorado River rise this much on 1431, or if he's
Taking
stuck.
a picture, maybe?
But maybe this is something that you don't see, like boats that are stuck on the railroad right there.
Stopping to take a picture because this is a once-in-a-lifetime or once-in-recorded history event.
I mean, I'm fifth generation from here, but in all my life, I've never seen LBJ running like a flooding river. It's amazing. It's just a testament to what happens when you have these huge rain events.
We have
look at this.
6 to 10 feet of water submerging mobile homes. We have 1 story of water, as you saw there on Lake LBJ in Kingsland. And now we're back to Max Starkey Dam Live, where full floodgates operations are ongoing. And the lake is about 15 feet high that you see here at the dam. And look at that, Todd.
Is this a deck from
Let's get in on that
We're about
deck
to see
here.
a deck. Yeah, we're about to see a deck go over the dam.
This is obviously somebody's
Came off the
lakefront
back of a
property
house, maybe, yeah.
that has been unsecured from its mooring and is now about to take the plunge
There's
into
a
Lake
boat
Travis.
underneath there.
Sure is, isn't there? Yep, there is a covered boat.
And there it goes.
The fire actually, from what we can see out here, has just been extinguished. Now, it's not extinguished because of fire crews. It's likely just because of the rain and the water surrounding it. But for a good 20 minutes there, it was pluming all around this stretch of 1431.
Right now, we're just cruising the river to pull some people out.
Yeah, as well as obviously some senior citizens that may be living by themselves. You can see that right there on your screen. When we got here, there was an older woman who was being rescued. And I know I asked you, do you know anything about her? And you said, no, just someone else who we had to get out quickly.
Right. Just going downstream, and when people were waving at us, people blew whistles at us earlier and some other stuff, and we pulled them out.
What are you seeing over in Marble Falls?
Yeah, right now, so I'm over near Waterside Drive. There's a small community here of just gorgeous, I would assume, multi-million-dollar homes that are just underwater. At least the first floor of it is they're underwater.